Now, into the ticket office of Disneyland.
Oh boy, let's do this. Don't think the CIA is going to be trying to hack your second-gen iPod.
I didn't think so. There might have been a lot of illegal music on there. I wouldn't doubt it. But, I mean...
I would just replace all of my chairs with toilets and go on with my life.
Google has found a new way to piss me off.
iTunes is a constant source of embarrassment.
Every time I say it, it's going to suck even more.
Everyone's idiots.
I am the dog.
I can't do it anymore without laughing. I was going to do the whole thing.
Welcome, everyone, to the Calling All Platforms podcast. I'm your host tonight, Caleb, and I'm here with Landen.
Hello.
And no Wes again, because the surgery, and they had to cut off both of his legs.
It's really sad.
That's it. So terrible. No, I'm just kidding. Surgery, by all accounts, went well. He is on, from what it sounded like, 2 different painkillers and a sleep drug of some kind, like something to help with sleeping. And
we tried to get him on the podcast because he did say that they kind of make him loopy, and I was like, ooh, loopy West sounds like fun.
That would be funny. Apparently it's also a sleep West, though.
Yeah.
So he did say that he would send us a picture of his ankle all, rolled open. And Landen was like, absolutely. I was like, absolutely not. So I don't know if Landen has seen that picture yet.
He said he would send it to me, but he hasn't sent it as of yet. So I'm still waiting.
That's fair. Okay. Well, anyways, so no Wes. He is still recovering. But that's okay, because let's be honest, this week is just Landen. This is Landen's episode, Landen's show this week. So we're going to dive right into all of the tech news that happened this week, which was pretty much just the Made by Google event.
Yes, it was. And like I said last week when we talked about Trevor Noah hosting the Made by Google event, how I said it may not be worse, but it's probably not going to be better. That was accurate.
No, there you go.
It wasn't worse, but I also don't think it was better. It wasn't bad. I mean, the difference between last year's event and this year's event was the difference between Jimmy Fallon and Trevor Noah. That's it.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah,
it was fine.
Right.
It was. I heard a few other people talk about it as well, and they were saying it's like some people didn't like it as much, just because Trevor Noah is a little more toned down than Jimmy Fallon is, which is completely accurate. Jimmy Fallon is like kind of a caricature of a night show host.
Yeah, he kind of is. That's true.
And it's gotten more ridiculous as it's gotten, more into the scene, but whatever. It's fine. It's all about different tastes and what you like, and Trevor Noah was fine. It was the part that I found funny about it was you could tell there were multiple times where he ad-libbed stuff and just threw in a sentence or two. And some of the people at Google knew what to do with that and were fine. Others were like, that's not in the script. That's malfunctioning. It's like they were working, like their brain was in AI mode. And so they didn't really know how to react to that.
Oh, man.
And that was quite entertaining. So that part of it for me was better. But overall, it was just very similar to last year. And I don't fully understand what they're going for with this style of keynote. Like, it's like they're trying to make things different just for different sake. I don't know.
I mean, honestly, that's probably exactly what it is. I get the feeling that a lot of these big tech companies just don't know how to differentiate themselves from their competition now, and they're just throwing crap at the wall like, look at us, we're unique.
I mean, it's true, because if you look at the actual devices that are announced at all of these events, whether it's Apple, Google, or Samsung, there's almost nothing to differentiate the devices, so they have to announce it differently, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair.
And speaking of devices, so I actually did watch the entire event on 1.5 speed because I ain't gonna watch that at regular speed. That would no, that would have been miserable. But I did watch it, and I also did what I have done the past few events, where I put the video into Gemini and said, "Give me a detailed breakdown of this video." And I find it funny that in my little recent search area for Gemini, it doesn't call this the Made by Google event. It calls it Google's Gemini Intelligence Hardware event. And I'm like, that is accurate. That is completely what this was. I mean, yes, inside the breakdown, it does say the Made by Google 26 event, hosted by Trevor. No, it talks about that. But I still find it funny that the main chat is called Google's Gemini Intelligence Hardware event. Which,
of course,
again, accurate. Very accurate. So they did announce new phones, Pixel 11 family of phones. There's the 11, the 11 Pro, and the Pro XL, and the 11 Pro Fold. They're Pixel phones. Yeah.
Yep, there you go.
They made the 11 Pro Fold, I believe, is 1 millimeter thinner. Which, listener, if you don't know how much 1 millimeter is, it's not a whole lot.
It's not much.
And if you may have seen pictures of this, the way it's thinner is one side of the phone is actually thinner than the other side. And you can see that if you unfold it and hold it up, in front of your face, you can see the one side that's thinner. But, okay, it's thinner just because.
Cool.
Yeah. They did also say on the Pro phones that the camera bar is also slightly thinner, which that's not a bad thing because,
Sure.
camera bars on every other phone are massive. But,
Yep.
I mean, it wasn't ever a big deal on the Pixel phones because it's a camera bar that goes across the top instead of like a box like on the iPhone, or a bar that goes down the phone on the Samsung. So if you put it if you put it down on a table, it's not going to rock like those other phones because it's a bar. They did also mention, hey, if you buy our first party cases for this phone, that makes that camera bar basically gone. Like, oh, that's actually kind of nice because the thickness of the case is more or less the thickness of the camera bar. So that's kind of cool. I do appreciate that.
Man, I can't remember the last time I had an Apple phone where that worked.
Yeah, I mean, even my phone, which is an iPhone 13 Pro, the only reason that with the case that mine doesn't rock is because I have the brand is called OSnap. It's a little magnetic MagSafe, also kind of like a pop socket, but much better than a pop socket thing. And that is the same thickness as the camera bar pop out of the case. So mine does sit flat and doesn't rock when I use it, but that's the reason. Yeah. It's not because the camera bar is thinner or the case makes it thinner.
Well, no, my 12 mini, that one protruded even with the case on it. I think my iPhone XR, I think that one didn't.
I could see that.
Boy, that was a long time ago, like, geez Louise.
Yes, that was 7-8 years ago when that phone was announced. It's been a while.
Oh, man. I'm getting old.
Other than that, I mean, there's not really a whole lot to talk about with these phones. They said the price of the Pixel 11 did not go up. They lied.
Sure.
Because now the base storage model is the 256 gig model, which, great. Finally. Thank you, Google, for doing that. You should have done it a year ago. But it's good that you have it now. The price is the same for that phone. So the base model did go up $100 to $899.
Yep.
But as we mentioned with the Samsung event, it could have been worse. So I'll give them that. You can add this to our new category in the Calling All Platforms Awards show. It could have been worse.
Yes.
The Pixel 11 Pro, I think does start at the same price. I can't remember. It's at $1,099. So it's $1,100 for the 256 gig model there. The Pro XL is $1,299. So that's I think $100 more there. And the Pro Fold is $1,900 now, which is at least $100 more. So, yeah, I mean, we were expecting prices to go up. This is not a surprise at all.
Yep.
It's just unfortunate that that's the way it is. And again, it could have been much worse. So, okay.
Yeah.
Still not happy about it.
It doesn't even quite tell the full story because, listener, if you've been listening to the podcast for more than 2 or 3 weeks, then you are aware that the reason that the price has gone up is because of the cost of RAM and storage chips.
Yeah.
And so these companies are ditching their lower storage models, which would have sold much better, just so that they have enough chips in order to actually fulfill their higher priced models where they have better margins so that they can hopefully make more profit. And okay, that tracks. At least they're not raising the price of their higher priced models. But in addition to cutting out their lower end models, they have also reduced the amount of RAM.
Yeah, I was going to get to that.
So it is like, yeah, technically the price for the 256 gig model hasn't gone up, but it's still worse.
Well, so the regular Pixel 11 is the same RAM and storage as it was last year. And I think that's 8 gigs of RAM in that one. I don't remember for sure, but I think that's right. But the Pixel 11 Pro, the base Pro model, the 250, and this is only the 256 gig model, it did drop from 16 gigs of RAM to 12 gigs of RAM.
Yeah.
Now, is that going to make a big difference in how most people use the phone? Absolutely not.
Probably not.
Especially because the Tensor chip that's in the phone is specifically designed for AI usability and making the phone run really smoothly. Like, they make their chips work well with the rest of the hardware in the phone. So I wouldn't be too worried about that. But if you have to have 16 gigs of RAM for some ungodly reason, I don't know, then you have to get a higher storage model of the Pro or go up to the Pro XL or Pro Fold. I don't even know about the Pro Fold. It might have 16 gigs.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. Yeah, it's more just the principle of the thing, you know? Like, for the same price last year, you got 16 gigs of RAM. Now you get 12. That's just a kick in the teeth, you know? It just bites. And it's sort of like Apple doing the whole, hey, we're getting rid of the 8 gigs of RAM versions of all of our Macs. They're all going to be 16 gigs now. When everyone was like, yes, this is the best thing ever. And honestly, yeah, that's great. And then, you know, just a little bit later, they launched the MacBook Neo, which, due to the fact that it has an iPhone chip on it, shipped with 8 gigs of RAM. And everyone was like, hey, wait a second. Apple, you dog. Like, and it's the principle of it, but also it's not surprising. And it was just a couple of 4 weeks ago or something like that Microsoft did the do-si-do of publishing a blog post that said, okay, Windows, actually, like Windows 11, we're in the era of 32 gigs of RAM. Like, everybody should have 32 gigs of RAM if they want to do anything on their systems, yada, yada, yada. Everyone was like, Microsoft, you're crazy. That is too much RAM. Also, RAM is way too expensive for us to pay that anyways. And then they deleted the blog post and updated all of their Surface lineup so that the base model Surfaces all ship with 8 gigs of RAM now instead of like 16 gigs of RAM, and then released a statement saying Windows is actually so efficient that 8 gigs of RAM isn't a problem at all. And we're all just like, I'm sorry, what? You just said 32 is the bare minimum for most workflows. What are you smoking? So that's the world we live in now, listener.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but yeah, it's the way it is. All of these phones are available to pre-order right now, and they will ship on August 20th. We did get some new colors. So the Pixel 11 comes in frost, which is your white color-ish. Pistachio, which is a shade of green. Hibiscus.
I like pistachios.
Yeah, pistachios are delicious. I don't know if the phone's going to taste the same. If it came flavored, that'd be fantastic.
Oh, that'd be so good.
The other two, there's two other colors. Hibiscus, which is a pink, very bright pink color, and obsidian, which is your black color. And then the Pro models come in Canyon, which is like that one is like, it's kind of pink, but then has gold sidebars on it. It's not bad looking, but it's an interesting name for sure. Olive, which is more of that green color again. Fog, which is kind of a lightish, whitish, grayish, creamish-ish. And then...
Good description.
Yes. And then a matte obsidian, which is a flat color. Even the rails are that matte finish. Good looking phone. And then
listen, I gotta say, I had a matte black iPhone 7, possibly my favorite finish I've ever had on a phone.
Yeah,
I loved that thing.
That's the only thing I really don't like about my phone. Like the 13, the 12 and 13 phones, the Pro ones, anyways, had the matte glass on the back. But then the rails were that shiny stainless steel, and that I did not like. And then they switched it with the 14, I think, and they've kept...
Yeah.
Or no, was it the 14? Where they switched to
Might have been the
titanium.
15.
Whichever one they switched to titanium on, they went back to a flat titanium rail on the side.
Yeah.
And then now the 17 is back to aluminum because it's cheaper and more durable. Well, not more durable, but looks better.
More durable in some ways.
Yeah.
Like for certain types of durability.
Yeah. The Pro Fold comes in olive or obsidian. There's only two colors in that one, so you have to. Strangely enough, you don't have to spend the most money to get the most colors, but you do have to spend the least money to get the bright colors if you want that bright pink, because that's the only option there. They also came out with a new Pixel Watch 5. It's new.
Yay!
The only features that are really new on this one are actually kind of cool. They came out with an insulin resistance tracking and also something that tracks your blood pressure trends. Now, it's not something that you can test your insulin on. They didn't say that. And it's also not one that you can test your blood pressure on, like just on cue, but it will track these things and let you know if there's any sort of trend that is kind of, you might want to go get this checked out type of thing.
Right.
I do like that. That is really cool. And the insulin resistance tracking, that's new for any of these fitness devices, from what I understand. So that's pretty cool. They also added a breathing emergency detection. So like if you've been unconscious and not breathing for a while, it will alert emergency services for you, which that's great.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all the new features on the Pixel Watch 5.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. The 41 millimeter is $400. The 45 millimeter is $430. Pretty on par with everything else. If you want an LTE version, it'll be $100 more. Again, pretty on par with everything else. Yep. Pixel Buds Pro 2. Yes, that's the same model that they've had for the last year. They announced new colors.
Okay.
It's the same $229 price that it was before.
Okay.
They are upgrading them. I believe this has to be a software update because, again, these aren't the Pro 3 buds.
Yeah.
So I would imagine if you already have the Pixel Buds Pro 2, you're going to be getting these same upgrades. They are upgrading the noise cancellation that will adjust based on how the fit is in your ear. So if you're moving around and they kind of adjust inside your ear, it'll tweak the noise cancellation to match, which great, that's fine.
Okay.
This one I also thought was interesting. It says automatic audio pausing if you're wearing a Pixel Watch, when the watch detects that you are asleep. So if you're one that sleeps with both your watch and earbuds, and you're listening to something, when you fall asleep, it will pause whatever you're listening to, which actually is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's weird to me. Yeah, I know people who this would be good for. Like, they would like this. It would wake me up.
Yeah.
Like, I've done the whole like falling asleep to music, or the occasions when I've fallen asleep on the couch while I was watching a movie or something like that. The sound cutting off, like the album ending or the movie ending or whatever, wakes me up. So if it were to be like, oh, you're asleep now, and pause the music, I'd be like, oh, I'm not asleep anymore.
And
So,
maybe if it starts back up when you wake up, that would be a feature too.
Yeah, maybe.
So not only would it wake you up, but it would be like, oh, yep, you're awake. Music.
So here's music, and crank the volume. It's like, oh, time to go. Workout playlist. Let's go. It's like, well, I've been asleep for 5 minutes. What the heck?
Yeah. Now, I'm not one that sleeps with a watch or earbuds or anything like that, so this wouldn't be a feature I would use, but there have been times where I am listening to something, like a podcast or whatnot, and I'm on the couch laying down and I am tired, I'm an adult. That just is life. So
It's true.
I would fall asleep, or just enough asleep that I have to go back and re-listen to something that I was listening to, because if it's a podcast especially, kind of actually want to pay attention to what's going on.
Yeah.
So that would be the nice time when having this would be beneficial, but that's
fair.
not extremely often for me, even in that scenario. So, I mean, it's a cool feature for those that would like to have it, but I don't sleep with a watch or earbud, so it wouldn't benefit me at all.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the Pixel Buds Pro 2 update. And they did announce also a new Pixel tag. So like your AirTag from Apple or Samsung has one, Motorola has one. It's a pill-shaped tag, which is fine. It's not bad looking. I just find it odd that they had to make the shape different and not give us a little hook on it, like a ring or something, to make a hook on. Like, you have to, like an AirTag, you have to buy an accessory if you want to hook it to your keys or something like that. And I think Motorola did this right, where they basically made theirs the exact same shape as the AirTag, so that all AirTag's accessories work with it.
That was the right call.
Whereas other companies just put the ring built into it, so you don't have to have accessories. Whereas this one, you're going to have to buy accessories, and at the moment, you're going to have to buy them first party from Google, which is never the cheapest option. No. So that kind of sucks.
I gotta say, Google, you have to know, you have to be aware, Apple has not patented the circle.
No.
Like, I know they've done some stupid things with patents related to that kind of thing in the past, but that the circle is not patented. You can make a round tag. It's okay.
Yeah.
It can even be the size of a button cell battery, because, that's what's powering it. Like,
yeah,
guys.
Yeah. So, and it is the same price as other ones. It's $30 for one and $100 for four. So, I mean, that's this exact same price as what the Apple AirTag is. That's fine. It also uses all the same technology because they all work together now because of laws and whatnot, which actually is great. I do love that.
It is. Thanks, EU.
Yeah, one of your laws that's actually beneficial for everyone.
Or I guess maybe California. It's probably one of those two. I can never keep them straight.
Or both, it could be both.
Could be both. It could be both.
So that's all the hardware that was announced. Oh, I gotta talk about one feature, quote unquote feature, on the Pixel 11 Pro phones. They call it Highlight. Now, this feature isn't anything new by any means, and it's also worse than it used to be. So
what this? We love that.
So I remember having a phone. I think it was a Nexus. Was it my Nexus 4 that had this feature? I can't remember. It was a Nexus phone that had this feature where it had a little LED light, and where this one was like right underneath the speaker grill on the front of the phone, and you could customize that little LED to notify you. Like you could change the color for certain notifications, change the rhythm that it lit up at, depending on what it was. And like you could have, it was an RGB LED, so you could have pretty much any color you wanted. It was great. This highlight feature is kind of like that, except worse. So what this is the camera flash LED on the back of the phone is now a notification sensor, like the LEDs of the past that you could customize. And everyone was like, oh, great, that's cool. What can we do with it? Like, can we customize this? And like, yes, you can customize up to 5 colors or 6 colors. Wait, what? And only for certain contacts when they text you or call you. What?
Oh.
Actually, I don't even know if it's for texting. No, it would be for texting, I think.
It would have to be, surely. Come on. They're not going to make it that dumb.
What?
Right?
You would hope. Also, it's made for Gemini. So if for some reason you have your phone face down and you trigger Gemini, you can know that Gemini is listening because it's utilizing that highlight LED on the back of the phone. Huh.
Oh, good.
And it's funny because a lot of the keynote was all about being able to use your phone less because Gemini Intelligence does more for you, which is fair. Sure. But then they'd say, it's like, we want to make it so you use your phone less. Here's a way to use your phone more to use your phone less. Wait, what? That was like the whole, like everything about this keynote was supposedly using your phone less, but in reality, you're going to be using it more to use it less.
Yeah. Do you think that they have clocked the irony in saying we're going to use an AI to help you use your phone less by using the AI with your phone for everything you do? That's not less, guys. I don't care if the screen is off. That's still more use. They know that, of course.
Yeah.
The words that they say are not necessarily related to meaning because they are salespeople. They're trying to sell a product. So they will say whatever they think is going to make you, listener, buy the product. Don't give in. Don't let them pull the wool over your eyes. You're smarter than that.
Yes, I agree. And yeah, so this highlight feature is replacing there was a temperature sensor. I don't know if you remember this, listener, in the LED from starting with the Pixel 8 Pro, and it went through the Pixel 10. And I don't like that was never something I would have used. I don't know anybody that did use it. I have heard some people online that are actually sad that it's going away. I'm like, you could buy a infrared thermometer for $20. That's probably more accurate than this.
Yeah.
But okay, whatever. So, and it's funny, like this article I'm reading on 95 Google that's talking about this highlight feature mentions all the different little things that Google has done over the years like this that just came and went because either nobody used it or Google didn't find it useful after 1 or 2 generations. The first one on the Pixel 2 was called Active Edge, where it would open Google Assistant if you squeezed the phone on the sides. Okay.
Right.
And that was removed on the Pixel 5. I do remember that on my Pixel 3, and I did use it every once, and it worked well. I didn't use it a ton just because I didn't use Google Assistant a ton, but it did work, and it was fine. And then on the Pixel 3 was the dual selfie cameras. Basically, like it had a regular one and an ultra wide, which I absolutely loved that feature on the Pixel 3. Like there were multiple times where I was the one taking a group selfie because I'm tall, I have long arms, I can reach out, And then I would hit the button to switch over to the ultra wide, and people are like, whoa, what the heck just happened? And they were amazed that I could get even more of the picture with that camera. It was great. That only lasted the Pixel 3. Because then on the Pixel 4, they introduced Solely and Face Unlock, which, again, the Face Unlock was basically what's on the iPhone. Great feature. Solely was a LiDAR sensor that they made do other things than just Face Unlock, which that didn't really work all that great. I knew somebody that had a Pixel 4, tried some of the Solely features. It was very hit or miss, but the Face Unlock was fantastic. That was also only on the Pixel 4 for some stupid reason.
Totally forgotten about that. Like you said the name Solely, I was like, it was like this wave flooded back into my, whoa, I totally forgotten about that.
Yeah. And then, like I mentioned, the Pixel 8 Pro had the temperature sensor, and that's now gone on the Pixel 11. In exchange for this really dumb version of an LED notification light.
Yeah, listener, if you're like, God, you guys are kind of being a little bit harsh, you could do cool stuff with a little notification LED on the back of your... Okay, go buy a nothing phone.
Yeah.
They're better, same concept, but better in basically every way.
Yep. And you can customize that to nearly any app. Whereas this is limited to phone calls and messages. And like I said, 5 colors, and red isn't one of them. That was that was a funny moment because Trevor Noah mentioned how he's like, oh, so I could set it to be red for when like spam calls come in, so I can notify that or know to ignore that. And the Google employee was like, well, actually, red's not one of the colors. Like, wait, what?
Wow.
So
okay,
is it an RGB LED? I don't know because there's no red.
Oh my gosh,
it's got to be something because it does do white.
Yeah.
So
what the heck? Google.
I don't understand that feature at all. Like, I really hope that Google sees how much hate they are getting for this feature and just open it up to anything, because there's absolutely no reason that they can't open this up for whatever purpose that people want to use it for. Because again, phones 10, 12 years ago had this feature that was way more robust than what this is.
Yep.
So, and also, the best part about the old one, it was on the front of the device. So you don't have to put your phone screen down to utilize it. Which, I do put my phone screen down sometimes, but
I put my phone screen down most of the time because otherwise it rocks like crazy anytime that's
yes, that's fair.
Freaking camera bumps, camera plateaus.
Yeah.
Just,
there were so many people in the rumors when we heard about this feature, like, oh, finally somebody's bringing back the LED light notification. And then Google had to make it the worst version of that possible.
So weird.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll expand it via software updates in terms of the customization. Like, surely.
You would hope so.
Surely.
Yeah. Another feature that is on, I don't know if this was on all the Pixel phones or just the Pro ones. I think it's on all of them. But it's called Magic Capture. And this feature, basically, again, they're making it so you're living in the moment and not on your phone, but you have to use your phone to live in the moment.
Of course.
This is
because otherwise they don't make money.
Exactly. So, listener, I don't know if you remember, I can't remember how long ago this was. They came out with a physical camera called Clips. And what it was is like a camera that you either could hold and use for things or put somewhere in your house, and it would just take pictures or videos of moments to remember. I don't know how it would know what moments to remember. And it would it was creepy and something nobody should have ever bought and just left in their house because obvious. Yep. They did kill that, but the technology's back because it's basically doing that same thing. So what you do is in the camera, you have to go to a separate mode to use this. It's not just inside a video mode, but what it does is it takes pictures and video simultaneously using AI to find the most compelling moments from up to 400 different frames of video and pictures and whatnot. The way they featured this in the keynote was there was a couple people playing basketball in an outdoor court, and this guy, he's like, I'm never good at really taking the right picture at the right moment, which is fair in that scenario. Like, professional photographers are good, make it look really easy when they take photos of these professional or just sports in general, professional athletes, and they get really good photos. It's hard to do that, listener, if you haven't tried. And unless you have like a $3,000 camera and a $5,000 lens, it's even harder. So doing it with your phone, it's not the most easy. So the feature, the idea behind it is not bad, because the way it works, you go into this mode, you kind of just hold your phone. The way he was doing it, he just kind of held it up to his chest, like up next to it. So he was actually still watching with his eyes, and the phone, like he was just kind of following along with it. And it then took pictures based on like different moments that might look really good. And it did come out with some good features. But again, you still have to use your phone. Yep. I get where you're still kind of in the moment because you're not looking through the screen at what you're watching, which is better. Sure. But you still have to hold your phone there and use it in this feature. Like, you have to specifically use this feature. Again, it's not just in video mode. It's magic capture mode in the camera. You have to be utilizing it in order for it to work.
From a user perspective, is not actually different than just shooting a video.
Yeah.
And not looking at your phone screen as you do, which is a thing that I do all the time, you know? Like, that's not... And so, like, this is not a bad thing, right? No. Like, I think this is a good feature. I think that it's not that different than back, you know, like, what's the fast capture mode on an iPhone, where you just hold down the shutter button and it will just take a whack ton of pictures, group them all together, and it will select a couple of those captures and be like, these are the ones we recommend you keep. And then you can just delete the rest.
Yeah.
It's like that, except with a video, and probably better. And it auto deletes the rest of the stuff, so it doesn't take up as much space.
Yeah.
So, like, good things, right?
Yeah,
like,
it is
these
a
are
good
all
feature.
good things.
Yeah.
But why you can't frame any part of that as you're more in the moment than you were before, because this isn't different than what we were doing before. This is just hopefully a slightly better outcome than taking still frames out of the video that you were shooting before. I don't get it. Google.
I mean, if you just introduce the feature as a cool new feature, it is a cool new feature. But saying, like, implementing it as a way to use your phone less, not at all, actually.
That's not what this is at all.
And again, that just goes back to the whole, we want you to use your phone less, but secretly, actually, you're going to be using it more with all these features.
It's the old ladies in the we posted it on your wall. That's not what this means. That's not what any of this means.
Yeah. All right. The next feature that they are adding is a Rambler feature, is what they called it. And this is coming to the Gboard, the Google keyboard. So I don't know if I think this is going to be something that comes to more Android phones in general, maybe even the iPhone, because I do use the Google keyboard on my iPhone. I would be surprised if it comes to that. It might. But the way it works is if you're talking and you're like doing voice to text and you're sending a message, you can be saying something and like, I want to mention this. Oh, wait, no, go back or actually do this, say this, and you know, whatever. And it'll go back and instead of like typing everything that you say, it'll understand what you're trying to say and write it out in that way, which, okay, that's kind of cool. It did work on stage when they were showcasing it, and it is kind of a cool feature. But I mean, I do know a decent amount of people that do use voice to text, so I guess this could be something that is well utilized. It's not something I do very often. Basically, if I'm driving, I'll use voice to text, but even then, I just don't typically use my phone in general when I'm driving because obvious.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, it's a cool feature. Don't know how much I would ever use it, if at all. But yeah. My favorite feature when it came to this type of thing, though, was sign to text. And the way this works, and this is kind of in early stages, I don't know how available this is going to be right away, but they worked with a bunch of deaf and hard of hearing people to make it so, like, in text messaging, like in the Google camera or Google keyboard, it would utilize your camera, track your face and both hands, and you could use American Sign Language into the phone, and it would translate that into text to be able to send to somebody. And then also,
which is pretty sick.
Yeah.
Like that's
cool. Really, really cool accessibility feature. And the way they showcased this was two people sitting on the couch. One was speaking, the other one was using sign language, and they were having a conversation through this phone. So one person was talking, and it would do voice to text for the person reading, and they could read it, and then they could sign back, and then the phone would read aloud what they had signed. So it's kind of like using your phone as an interpreter. And you've been able to do this with different languages for a long time. But now the fact that we can do this with sign language is amazing. And this is the type of feature that utilizing AI is great for.
Yeah. Yeah. Like this is where machine learning, in order to develop technology for use as, like, you know, a society, is really cool. This is great.
Yeah.
This is what the technology is capable of. I don't know what the crap they're doing with the rest of the, you know, GPU horsepower that they've been buying up, and all the RAM and storage and stuff like that. Like, functionally nothing, but at least we got this one cool feature.
Yeah. It's basically like every keynote that Google has where they talk about AI, which is every keynote that Google has, there usually is one or two actually extremely beneficial features like this.
Yes. Yeah,
surrounded
like,
by a bunch of crap that you don't ever need or want to use. But this one, yes, is genuinely really cool. Again, it's not something that most people are going to need to utilize almost ever. But the people that do need to use it are absolutely going to love it. And it's hopefully will work great for them.
It's a sick accessibility feature. And like, this is why it's so hard to talk about AI in the context of, like, consumer sentiment and consumer needs and stuff like that. Because, you know, like, as a tech literate person who follows technology, is interested in this stuff, and has been for decades, this, like, the technology underpinning AI, what we've managed to accomplish with machine learning, is astonishing. Yeah. It is so cool. And seeing stuff like this is just like, this is machine learning having a massive beneficial impact on people's lives.
Yep.
This is awesome. This is technology how I want it to be, right? You know, for obviously, if you've listened to the podcast, listener, that this won't come as a surprise, but this is the Star Trek I want in my life. You know, like this is what I want out of my tech. And then everything else about the AI industry is so, like, just horribly bleak. It's so, like, dystopian and just like, because, you know, from the one hand, I want to talk about the tech. It's cool. It's capable of really awesome stuff. Look at this. Look at what some people have accomplished. Like the fact that we can make machines look at scans like MRIs and stuff like that and spot brain tumors with, like, way earlier than humans can is so awesome.
Yeah.
And I love that. And then there's ChatGPT, right? And then there's, like, image generation and people trying to make Elon Musk over here claiming that they're going to make a better version of the Odyssey using XAI next year. And I'm like, oh my gosh, just die. Like, it's so hard. It's so hard to talk about this because, yeah, on the one hand, the tech is awesome. On the other hand, everything it's being used for is crap.
Yep, pretty much.
Almost everything.
Yeah. The next little feature that they have added to the Pixel 11 is an upgrade to tap to share. Or no, they've added tap to share. That's what it is. So it's kind of like Apple's AirDrop, where you can put two phones, like the tops of two phones next to each other, and AirDrop that way. And it's faster and easier and just really nice to, like, it's a great, I've used it multiple times with people, and it can also as a way to give your contact information to people really easily instead of going into like your contact info, copying everything, sending it, like takes a significant amount of time. You can do that with tap to share. And Google has added that now with the Pixel 11. They've also, because of this, moved the NFC sensors to the top of the device, which I didn't realize they weren't at the top of the phone.
Yeah,
already.
Where were they before?
I don't know. Again, it's been a while since I've been on a Pixel phone, so I'm trying to remember where tap to pay. It was more like not center of the phone, but kind of center top. So it was still at near the top. So it did make it somewhat easy, but it wasn't like right at the top of the phone like it is on an iPhone or a Samsung.
Right.
So
yeah.
That'll make doing this obviously easier, but it'll make tap to pay significantly make more sense because, again, top of the device just makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's a nice quality of life feature that they've added and tweaked on this new phone. And that was pretty much the gist of the Made by Google event for 2026. They brought out different celebrities that I didn't know who they were. I don't know if most people knew who they were, other than Trevor Noah and Stephen Curry. He wasn't there, but he's been working with Google for the past year as their, I can't remember what they call him. He's on the fitness team working with the Pixel 5 or the Pixel Watch and Fitbit and stuff, and they have now a new watch band that they've collaborated with Stephen Curry on. Okay, cool. I think they've made some changes to the way their fitness AI stuff works and whatnot with him and stuff. You know, they didn't really cover a whole lot with that. They just had him there. They announced a new band for the watch, and yeah. They also, for some weird reason, announced a partnership with different soccer/football clubs around the world. So they've got Liverpool, Arsenal, Paris Saint-Germain, FC Bayern, FC Barcelona. They've also partnered with the WNBA and McLaren F1 to give exclusive content and custom themes to Pixel users. Okay.
I
mean, the exclusive content looked like kind of behind the scenes stuff, post game for the soccer teams and WNBA, like in pit stuff for the F1. I don't know. I mean, it looked kind of interesting. If you're really into that sort of stuff, it might be kind of cool. I don't know if that's worth buying a Pixel phone to get this, custom content, but okay. So they did that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the Pixel Made by Google event for 2026. Or as I like to call it, and as Gemini calls it, Google's Gemini Intelligence Hardware event. Because again, that's what this was. That's what this all was about.
Well, I'll tell you what, if I was going to have a custom football theme skin on my phone, it would be for Richmond, the Richmond Greyhounds. And I'm pretty sure that Apple is not going to let Google put that on any of their phones. So,
I mean, you can do it yourself. You can just find some.
It's true.
I guarantee there's wallpapers for any phone that is Richmond AFC themed.
Yep.
And I'd be willing to bet you can find an icon pack that is also Richmond AFC themed.
Probably.
And it's
Probably.
especially because you can do that on iPhone now, but it's also been really easy for a lot of years to do that on an Android phone. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I need to finish season 3. I haven't.
I need to start
It's been out
season
for
3.
years.
Or no, I
It's
need to
been
start
out-
season 4. That's right.
Yeah, season 4. That's the thing. Season 4 is out now. I'm like, we just never, like, slowly over the past year, we've been, like, grabbing episodes from season 3 and watching them. But it's like, no, in earnest, I need to just finish season 3 so that I can watch season 4. Anyways, talking about Ted Lasso, listener, that's probably a pretty good indication that we have reached the end of the Google News.
Yeah.
Honestly, not that bad.
No.
Not that great.
Yeah.
I feel like probably a pretty good indication of what phone launches just in general. Okay, when I say for the rest of the year, I mean Apple, the iPhone. It's probably what it's going to look like just. And it's kind of how Samsung was as well. It's all like, listen, could have been worse. Could have been so much worse.
Yeah.
I'm still not really happy about it, but the signing thing is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Swings and roundabouts.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, listener. That is, let's be honest, basically the news for this week. We're going to move on to Apple rumors because this isn't news, but I haven't really talked about Apple rumors much on the podcast over the past few years because it seemed like that's all I was talking about with Apple. And I was all like, you know what? I'm going to stop giving them free airtime when they haven't actually done anything. So we stopped talking about rumors. That being said, listener, we need to talk about the upcoming iPhone release. Okay? Just because you probably aren't aware of the rumors and you may be reasonably, logically expecting something similar to how iPhone releases have been for the past 10 years.
Yeah.
But you're not going to get that.
Nope.
And let's talk about why. Well, okay. The why is pretty easy. AI.
Yeah.
There you go. AI has scooped up all of the resources for manufacturing consumer electronics, and we're just left with the dregs, even in the case of gigantic multi-trillion-dollar companies like Apple and Google. Okay, cool. Thanks. Super happy about that. That means that this year, listener, we will not actually be getting a new regular iPhone in 2026.
Wild.
That's what the rumors are.
Yeah.
It just won't happen. We are going to be getting an iPhone, a Pro model and a Pro Max model at the beginning. They'll announce them at the beginning of September. They will launch at the end of September, presumably, probably in extremely limited quantities because they're having trouble sourcing enough RAM and storage for them. So just be aware of that. But there will be no regular iPhone. We're expecting that in March of 2027. So 2026 will be the first time since, 2011, 10, that we haven't gotten a new iPhone. I can't remember when it was the launch of the iPhone 4. Or no, 3GS that kicked off the yearly update cycle. And ever since then, so gosh, that was like 2009 or 10. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's a long time ago, listener. It's been a long time since we have not had a new iPhone, just a regular pants iPhone launch in a year, but it won't happen this year. We will get the Pro Max, and a foldable for the first time. As we said when Samsung first launched their folding phones, it is going to be until the folding phone market feels mature before we will see Apple launch one, because they don't ever do anything first, almost in any way. But typically they wait until the market is matured, and then they come out with what is usually the most mature version of whatever it is. And, you know, up to this point, like we were talking about with Samsung launch their phones, it seems like the the Fold 8.
Yes.
Is that what we're on? The Fold 8, the one that's the Passport style shape, that seems like the most mature. Like, this is everything that is good about the folding phone, the best possible scenario, best case scenario. And that is what we're kind of expecting from Apple. Honestly, probably going to be exactly the same screen.
Yeah.
Because they're sourcing their screens from Samsung. And then it'll have an iPhone bolted onto the back of it. So we're expecting that this September. We're expecting the Pro and the Pro Max, no regular iPhone. That's coming in March alongside a Air, whatever, the Air 2 or whatever, and also the S model of the phone are all going to be launching at the same time, first quarter of next year.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the skinny on what is happening with the iPhone this September, which segues pretty well into a discussion topic that is near and dear to Landen's heart in particular. Is it worth buying an iPhone 17 Pro less than a month before the 18 Pro comes out?
Yeah. So my thought process here is, so I still currently have an iPhone 13 Pro Max. I've had this phone now for 5 years. It's been a great phone.
Is that the longest time you have held a single phone?
Oh, by
like
far.
Smartphone.
Yeah. Phone in general, not even just smartphone, just phone in general.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Yes. Like, the longest I went before that was 2 years. Like, I would get a new phone pretty much every 2 years. And the shortest time I had a phone was probably the iPhone 12. And the only reason I went from the 12 to the 13, well, 2 reasons. One, every time I looked at a bigger, like the Pro Max phone or even the Plus, because I had a Plus. No, they didn't have a Plus version of the 12.
No, they didn't.
Anytime I saw the bigger phone, I would envy that thing, because I went from a bigger Pixel phone to a smaller iPhone because that's what I could afford at the time. And I hated it every single time I saw the big screen. And then at that time, I was also on AT&T, and they offered me more money than I paid for my iPhone 12 to upgrade to an iPhone 13 Pro. I think I paid $100 out of pocket to get the Pro Max because I wanted bigger screen. I like the bigger screen. And so that's the only reason I upgraded that fast then. But yes, I've had this phone for 5 years, by far the longest I've ever had a single phone. And it's been fine the majority of that time. It's just now, the past year or so, the battery is significantly worse. Like, I just checked it the other day. It's at 75% battery health, which is not great.
Pretty bad.
Like, I can't get through a day of work without having to plug my phone in at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that, I mean, my phone's not just sitting there. If it's just sitting there, it's still fine. I am using my phone fairly regularly. So, but like, I used to be able to get through easily a day, if not a day and a half, without having to charge this phone. So, yeah, 75% battery life is not great. It's giving me the warning, hey, you ought to look into getting that battery replaced. I'm like, no, I want to replace the phone. Another issue that I've had with this phone for actually, I don't know how, it's been at least 2.5, maybe 3 years, that when I take video on the phone, it's hit or miss that the sound is accurate. Like, it almost, like, sometimes it's just muffled. Like, something is in the microphone causing it to not pick up sound the way that it should be. There's nothing I can do to fix it. Like, I've tried, like, cleaning out different crevices and ports and whatnot of the phone, doing things like that, and nothing has done anything to fix that. So I'm always hesitant on taking video with my phone, despite the quality of the video being perfectly fine. The sound, as a sound guy, is just not there. And that, I don't love that. And again, that's been going for a while. So, like, I really, really want to upgrade my phone. The other problem is, like, I'm not on AT&T or Verizon or T-Mobile or any of these carriers that will give you basically a phone for free if you give them anything that turns on. In some cases, doesn't even have to turn on. It's just like, oh, you have an electronic device that used to make phone calls? We'll give you $1,000 for that thing. But because of that, your phone plan was also ridiculously expensive. We're now with Visible, which is a subsidiary of Verizon, but it's $20 a month for one line.
Yeah.
Like, it's significantly cheaper than what we were doing before, but we don't get these carrier deals on phones anymore, which is okay. Most of it, like, before I switched the iPhone, all of my Pixel and Nexus phones I bought outright anyways, so I was used to that, but that's back when phones were like $500, $600.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Not $1,200, $1,300.
And those were the flagships, were $500 and $600. Holy crap!
I remember when I bought my Nexus 6, and the price on that was $650, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of money for a phone.
Yeah,
but I really wanted that phone, so I forked it out and bought it.
It's all of you people out there that bought the iPhone X.
Yes.
You are the ones who convinced these companies that they could jack the prices up this high and people would keep buying them. I'm never going to forgive you. Never going to forgive. You should have all bought the iPhone 8. If you had all bought the iPhone 8, then phones would still be cheap.
Yep.
Well, cheaper.
Yeah. So, and going along those lines, so like I said, I really want to upgrade my phone. I know that the 18 Pro is going to be more expensive by at least $100, if not more. And my problem, I like the big screen. It only comes in the 18 Pro Max. And I remember mentioning this last year when the 17 was announced. I said, if only they had a 17 Plus, I would buy that phone, because the base model iPhone 17 is the first time in a long time that the base model iPhone was actually again, expensive but good deal comparatively with other phones for the price.
Yeah.
Like, that phone, for what you paid for what you got, was a really good deal. Again, expensive, but compared to other base model phones, great. But they came out with the iPhone Air for some stupid reason, and they're going to learn that lesson not soon enough, because they're going to make a second version, because they always make two versions of whatever they come out with.
Yep.
And they're not going to come out with a third one of that. They need to do the Google thing. Like, me and Caleb were kind of talking about this before we recorded. They need to go with what Google has done, where they have the base model, then they have the Pro model that's the same screen size, and then the Pro XL or Max or whatever that's the bigger screen size. And that's their phone lineup. Google learned this a long time ago. Apple, when are you going to learn this? Never, apparently.
Yeah. I keep hoping they're going to bring back the Mini, but that's a personal thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So because of all this, like I said, I want the Pro Max phone. The 18 Pro Max, I'd be shocked if it doesn't start at $1,300 or more, which is a lot of money.
About it. Yeah.
And I don't want to spend that much money on a phone. And right now, I can actually, so if I trade my phone in, Apple's actually going to give me $340, which I believe is more than I can sell this phone for at the moment, which is almost never the case. Like, usually what you get for trade-in, at least from Apple or Google or these companies, is going to be less than what they think you can sell for, because either they're going to try and resell it or they're going to take parts and just scrap it out, you know?
Yeah. I mean, they did just recently increase the trade-in prices for all of their stuff.
Yeah.
I will say that refurbished Pro Maxes are going for about that price on eBay. So you probably could sell it for that price, but not much more.
Yeah.
If at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, you may as well just trade it in.
Yeah. So that being said, I could buy an iPhone 17 Pro for just over $800, which is a good deal for that phone, I think. Or I guess the Pro Max, say that.
Mm-hmm.
And And I ask if it's worth buying right now because traditionally, if I'm remembering correctly, when Apple releases new phones, they do keep the base model. Like, so right now you can get an iPhone 16, but you cannot buy an iPhone 16 Pro or an iPhone 16 Pro Max. And typically, if they keep those around, it's only because they happen to have some in stock. They maybe drop the price $100, and then it's gone within a month or two.
Yeah.
And then also, I mean, you can also wait for refurbished models to come to their refurbished store, which currently there are no iPhone 17 Pro, or iPhone 17 models in general in their refurbished store. And generally the ones that are coming back with for refurb are like the ones that have a terabyte or half a terabyte of storage that still cost $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 refurbished. Not worth it. I don't need that. I'm perfectly fine with 256. I currently have 128 gigs and I'm okay. So the 256 gig model is more than enough for what I need at the moment. So that's why my question is it worth buying an iPhone 17 Pro less than a month before the 18 Pro comes out?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, you know, the traditional argument would be wait until the new phone releases because then you can get the old one on sale somewhere. And obviously, you know, Landen is talking about buying stuff new. I would be like, just go get a refurbished model off of eBay or something. Prices will drop after the new phone is launched. Okay, yeah, but if you want new in box, the argument would be wait until the new phone launches, buy the previous generation model from Walmart or Target or whatever, Best Buy, because they'll have some stock and they will have in the past dropped the price of the old stock to just move it quickly, knock like $100 off or whatever, and move on. Here's the problem with that. The current price point is not going to exist with the new models.
No.
They're all going to be more expensive as their entry-level price. So is the price actually going to drop? Once that happens, probably not. You know what will drop? The trade-in value of that 13 Pro Max.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
So that's why this is an interesting question. Because in the past, it would have been a no-brainer.
Yeah.
You wait until it, you know, and then, yeah, sure. But now, with everything going up in price, you're not guaranteed a price drop, but you are pretty much guaranteed a drop in your trade-in value. So is it actually more cost-effective to just get the higher trade-in value now and then buy the phone at its current price? That's tough. Like, that's real tough.
Yeah. And the other thing is, like, yes, you are right that these other retailers will be selling probably will be selling the phone at a discounted rate. But most of them, if any of them, I don't know if any of them do, but most of them don't give you a trade-in offer. And the other problem is most of these places also require you to have a phone line through Verizon or AT&T or T-Mobile. Like, I know, like, you can't buy an unlocked phone at Best Buy anymore. That's just not a thing. You have to go through a carrier.
Yeah.
And I was even looking like on Costco or Sam's Clubs. This is through their app. Maybe you can go in store and buy one unlocked, but through their app, you can't buy one unlocked. You have to go through a carrier. I'm not on any of these carriers anymore.
The last time I checked, you could buy an unlocked phone from Costco, but it was like $70 more than the locked ones. It's the same thing. Expercom is the same thing. It's like, if you want to buy an unlocked phone, it's like $70 or $100 more than buying the on-carrier phones, which is stupid. I hate that.
I agree.
But, you know, it's just how it be. So yeah, this whole situation, it's really dumb.
It really, because like, in the past, it could be 3 months out, and I would say, don't buy a new phone yet. Wait.
Oh yeah, no, wait,
because it doesn't make sense. It's going to be outdated in a few months. Just wait. But now a month out, I'm very torn on what to do.
Yeah, my thinking is that regardless of whether or not the price goes up of this phone, once the new phone is available, the refurbished phone, like the used phone price of the 17 is going to drop. And that it may not drop as much as it has in the past, but there is still going to be a drop. So like my recommendation as a person who at this point in time just prefers to buy refurb phones, I'd rather buy a used phone. Just financially, it just makes more sense to me. I would say if you're looking for that, right, listener, if this applies to you, if you're looking at that, wait until the new phone comes out. Refurb price is going to drop some, and it's probably going to drop by more than the trade-in value would drop if you were going for a new phone. But since you're getting a refurb phone anyways, you're not actually worried about the trade-in value of the thing. You're just thinking to yourself, well, what can I sell this for? That price drop is not going to be as consistent, right? For the first few months after the new phone is available, you might be able to sell that back to like Gazelle or whatever for about the same price as you can do it now. So that's what I would say if you're going that route. But you, Landen,
well, I'm not opposed to buying a used or refurb phone. It's just that I know, like in my experience in shopping, at least for Apple's refurb stuff, it's generally already the higher priced ones that get sent back.
Sure.
Not the base models, usually.
It's the, like, if you're going to be shopping for the cheaper ones, you're looking on eBay, you're looking at, Amazon, I guess. I'm looking at eBay most of the time, because pretty much every refurb shop that sells through Amazon, like Gazelle and whatnot, they source their phones all from the same couple of places that buy them, like Gazelle, those marketplaces, and then they resell them at the same prices on a bunch of different sites. And I just like the buyer protection on eBay, personally. So, that is, but if you're looking to try and get a trade-in, the trade-in value that Apple is offering right now is way higher than any kind of buyback offer you're going to get from a third party.
Yeah.
So that's what kind of makes it attractive. And then you get a brand new phone and it has a year warranty on it that's not nothing, that has value and is worth money. Gosh dang, I don't know. I would personally do the trade-in route, or the refurb, and then like resell via Gazelle or whatever. But that's mostly because I don't know that I'd be looking at the 17. Well, and I'd be going probably for the 17 Pro, not the Pro Max.
Yeah.
Which those sold in much higher volumes than the Max, which means the refurb and used market of prices for those is gonna be proportionally quite a bit lower than the Max. So, and if you're shopping for like base iPhone 17s, those are gonna be a much better deal even than that. So, but the Pro Max, this is tough, man. What the? Why you gotta show up with hard questions? Like,
it's been bothering me for weeks. And I have to make a decision relatively soon because the new iPhone comes out in, like it says in the discussion topic, less than a month. Like it's 3 weeks out before we get a new iPhone, maybe 4.
Yep.
But,
Well.
It's a tough one.
I don't have a great recommendation. Like this is a hard one. Listener, if you have a great recommendation, you should get in contact with us either on our socials or by emailing us at podcast@callingonplatforms.com.
Yeah.
You can comment on our website as well. Wait, can you comment on our new website? I'm not actually sure.
I believe
there's
so.
Embedded comments on there. I just said that because I'm so used to the old one. You could comment on our YouTube videos. We also have those. I don't know. Get on there. and let Landen know what you think he should go for. Whether it's buying a 17 Pro Max now and cashing in on that higher trade-in value, waiting until the 18 Pro Max launches in hopes that the 17 Pro Max is going to miraculously come down in price more than we thought, and that the trade-in won't be too bad, or waiting until the 18 Pro Max launches and then getting a refurbished iPhone 17 Pro Max because that will drop in price, and then reselling his old phone on like Gazelle or whatever, even though that resale value is probably not going to be super good. I feel like those are the kind of the three options.
Yeah, there's just not. I mean, there are pros and cons to everything, but more cons to everything than there are pros.
It's true. Yeah, this is just not a great time to be upgrading your phone in general.
Yeah,
which kind of sucks.
Like I started thinking about this more seriously when I was listening to, I think it was the Mac Break Weekly podcast, and I can't remember the guy's name. He's in charge of the Six Colors media, or sixcolors.com or whatever. He's an Apple analyst. He's been doing it for as long as like probably 20 years at this point. And he mentioned, he's like, is it worth buying a 17 Pro right now? Probably. And because of this stuff. And I'm like, oh, dang it.
Yeah.
Now, and that's what got me really, so I'm like, oh, I need to very seriously consider things right now.
It is, I will say, if you're thinking about, like, listener, if you want a new phone, right? The warranty, the option for Apple Care, stuff like that, if that really matters to you, I actually do think buying an iPhone Pro right now, 17 Pro, is the move. Right. Because you'll get a better trade-in value on your existing phone, first of all. And second of all, the 18 Pro is probably not going to be like super better.
No,
it's just not going to be that much better.
The only thing that is like makes me kind of want the 18 Pro is there is a rumored color that is very similar to the blue that I've got the light blue 13 Pro Max, and I love this color. There is a rumored 18 Pro that has that same color. I'm like, ooh, that's tempting. But at the same time, I also really like the orange. Yeah. Or the black. Yeah. I mean, I don't know which, I guess they don't have a black. They have a dark blue, which looks pretty good. So, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if you have if you start adding in the concept of buying a refurbished or used phone, it's a really hard argument to make. And I mean, I'm on a 15 Pro. If I were to buy a new phone right now, it would probably be the 17, just like the base model 17.
Yeah.
But I would wait, obviously, until the next model launches so that I can get a refurbed 17 and prices drop, which means I'm waiting until next March before I have to make that decision.
Yeah.
So yeah, get in touch with us, listener. Let Landen know what you think. All right. We're going to go ahead and move on past, let's see, Microsoft, General Tech, gaming. Just, there was nothing else really going on this week. I was actually thinking about it. The last time I talked about a new CPU or GPU launch was like genuinely a year and change ago. And the most notable thing that happened in that vein over the past couple of weeks is, I think it was Gigabyte relaunched an AM4 motherboard, brand new. So this is the previous generation of oh gosh, I was just like, wow, cool. This is where we're at here. So, but hey, that's DDR4 RAM, and DDR4 RAM is way cheaper than DDR5 right now. So
still overpriced, listener, but cheaper.
If you want to build a computer right now, don't even think about modern platforms. Go get yourself an AM4 motherboard, slap a 5800 X3D into it, and get DDR4 RAM. That is going to hold you for a long time.
And then put Linux on that machine.
Yes, and put Linux on it. Bazite's pretty good. There's other distros that are also good. Yeah. So we're just gonna bypass all of that stuff, and honestly, we're just jumping straight to the bright side of life.
Welcome to the bright side of life. Hey! Hey!
Because we need to find that somewhere in all of this.
Yeah.
Okay. Landon, why don't you start us off?
My bright side of life this week is it's corn on the cob season. And
Yay!
I love corn on the cob. Like I like corn in general, but corn on the cob is just better. I don't know what it is about it. It's just better. Definitely, I mean, obviously better than canned corn, but I mean, canned corn is fine. But even like if I'm not eating corn on the cob, it's been cut off the cob, frozen, and then I reheat it because it gets the similar taste. But man, a good, fresh, well-grown corn on the cob is just so. I've had it a few times the last couple weeks, and I've had both like a regular corn on the cob. There's a place locally to us that grows sweet corn.
Yeah, I was going to say,
so
you live just down the street from some of the best sweet corn I've ever tasted. So.
Yeah. And it's all just so good. And this is the right time of year for it. And it lasts a good month and a half where you can get really good corn on the cob for relatively inexpensive. And it's that time of year, and it just makes me really happy.
And honestly, you've got kind of the perfect scenario there, because you can go down to the gas station there. You can pick up some of that corn outside of the gas station, go inside, get the chicken and potato logs from the gas station.
Yes.
Then take that home and do like the microwave, the corn on the cob hack. And then you've got corn with fried chicken and potato logs, 32-ounce beverage of your choice. I just made myself really hungry, and I think I know what I'm doing for dinner tomorrow.
It's a good option.
It's so, that is a special time. Honestly, I feel like anybody who has a hard time with corn on the cob, it just hasn't had good corn.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It is, you find good corn, it's delicious. Like, you don't even have to salt that stuff. You just like can eat it straight off the cob with a little bit of butter, and it's so good.
So good. It's funny, like my oldest daughter loves corn on the cob. Like she loves corn, like the frozen corn, and she loves corn on the cob. Like it's one of her favorite things. But she currently has braces.
Oh no.
So every time we have it, she's like not crying, but like she's just so upset. Like, I mean, we do cut it off the cob for her so she can still eat it, but it's just she's like, it's just not the same.
Yeah.
Like I hear you. I find that it's fair. And I remember when I was young and I had braces. I was lucky to only have braces one season of corn on the cob, and I did eat it like normal. I can't say I regretted it. It was worth it, but man, it was messy and not easy, but it's just so good. I couldn't resist.
You got to be like so careful to not like rip brackets off your teeth. That's my, like, I had braces when I was literally living on an apple orchard, and man, we had the best red and yellow delicious apples in that place. And yeah, sure, I could cut the apples off the core, but it's so much more fun to just walk out to the orchard, grab a fruit off the tree, and eat it.
Yeah,
you just work around it as a kid.
Yeah,
actually, I got two kids with braces on right now, and they are both hating it. Which, one of them doesn't even know how bad it's about to get for him because school's about to start. And he plays trombone in the band, and he did not have braces last school year. That happened over the summer, so he does not know how much he's going to hate that yet. Ooh. Yeah. Corn on the cob is great.
It is. It's great.
I need to watch The Sandlot now. I feel like that's just, like those two things are tied in my mind indelibly. It's like end of the summer, watch The Sandlot, eat corn on the cob.
Now, if you want to combine those two, you watch Field of Dreams.
Ooh, there you go.
Baseball in a cornfield.
Yep. That's Man, I gotta rewatch Field of Dreams. I just remember being so confused.
It's a great movie.
I enjoyed it, but I was like, what the heck is going on? Which, to be fair, I was young. I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of it was flying over my head.
It is, like, I've rewatched it since being an adult. It is better as an adult because you do understand what's actually going on.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, man. All right. That's good stuff. Okay. My bright side of life. I'm Wes's bright side of life. I think we can summarize as narcotics. Anyways, prescribed narcotics, to be clear. My bright side of life is that I remembered the YouTube password. Hey. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, listener, if you are subscribed to us on YouTube, you may have noticed that a YouTube video went live on the Calling All Platforms Tech channel for the first time in 3 years.
Yeah.
I did not realize it had been that long. I have posted a couple of videos to the gaming channel in that time, so I was all like, it hasn't been that long. Then I looked at the date of the last one and I was like, oh gosh, no, that's been a minute.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is not the video about AI that I've been promising for the past like month and a half. This is a video about streaming, totally unrelated to that. Good video though. You should go watch it. I'm working on the AI one. I promise it won't take me 3 years to finish. But
It might take another 3 months, but not 3 years.
Listen, 3 months would be awesome. I would be so happy with a 3-month turnaround on this video, especially since the more I write the script for this one, the more I'm like, gosh dang it, how much research am I going to have to actually do for this?
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of the times the videos that I'm writing, it's editorial, right? It's opinion based. I'm providing facts that support like my opinions, and I try to present a pretty well-rounded viewpoint on whatever it is I'm talking about. But, you know, I sit down to talk about a history of Apple's mice design.
Ooh.
I'm cutting out everything before the Puck mouse, because before that they were totally just whatever. They weren't great. They weren't bad. They were pretty much the same as all mice at the time. I guess the single button design outstayed its welcome a little bit through the 90s, like late 90s, but not that big of a deal. So, of course, I jumped straight to the point when Johnny Ive was designing their mice and everything hit the fan.
Yeah.
And that's how the videos are structured, right? Because it's an editorial, like, opinion-based, partially just for entertainment type thing. But with this AI thing, I'm writing and I feel like I need to be specific and I need to be accurate, because this is potentially the only source of nuance on this topic that some people are ever going to see because of the way AI is treated on the internet. Everyone is either just vehemently like up in arms, angry about the whole thing for frequently pretty valid reasons. But also then there's the people who will defend absolutely everything that AI does, up to and including genocide, probably, because I don't know, because I think they've been conned into thinking that maybe they can use AI to become millionaires or something like that. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Either side of that coin, yeah, there's a lot of polarization that is making that a little bit difficult, but it's okay. I remembered the YouTube password, so I'll actually be able to post it when it goes live or when it's done in indeterminate amount of time.
Yep.
Okay. Listener, that brings us to the end of this week's podcast, unless Landen has one more thing.
No, I don't.
All right. Well then, listener, thank you so much for joining us for a quick recap of just basically the Made by Google event. But, you know, also we're talking about the iPhone a little bit.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. Yeah. If you would like to get a hold of us, if you'd like to tell Landen what he needs to do with his iPhone purchasing decision this year, I've already gone over it, right? This is the socials, the email, website, comment on YouTube videos. I will actually see the comments now. And of course, you can also just join us here, podcasting app of your choice next week. Till then, bye-bye.
See ya.
Calling All Platforms is a production of Supporter Sound Studios. To learn more about how you can support the podcast, go to www.patreon.com/callingallplatforms.